I thought I'd put together this random ass video just to explain what I do, what I've done, I guess the thought process behind the different things that I've come out with lately anyway. So yeah, if you have any random ass questions, Instagram me. That's probably the one place that I use the one thing I use the most. Obviously, if you're watching this, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I'm not gonna promise some cool things like other people do, but that will just mean the number will go up, and when the number goes up, so does my bookie. If you want my PayPal, I will leave it in the description below. I round it up, so if you're gonna send 20, let's say we'll round it up to the nearest 100, so maybe 100. If it's 105, let's just round it up, 100 and 200. Okay, I'm about three episodes into the second season of doing this. When I first started doing it, I thought it would be a good chance for me to use or practice using the skills that I have or that I've learned from like my jobs. Hope you guys are enjoying it as well. Obviously, if you have any feedback for me or anything like that, just keep it to yourself, because I don't really give. Let me know what I can do better. Obviously, it's good to be open to taking things on. I found it's even better when you're out looking for it. So if I were to reflect on this season, that's probably the main thing that I'm focusing on at the moment in terms of content. I experimented doing quite a lot last time, so I had this one and a different one where it was a solo, and I was streaming quite a lot as well, all this random stuff. And yeah, it's good to guess dip your toe into different things. When I stop doing this, I'll probably find something else that I find interesting to do, but yeah, for now it's going well. So I had no job like 2 years ago, and I decided to give streaming a try. I like the interaction and being able to have creative freedom of different things on your Twitch channel, for example. Like obviously you can see what's going on here. Similar things like a overlay, emotes and all that. Just having the ability to express myself creatively that way. And obviously just, you know, playing the game like this. I love playing the game. Probably doing it for about a year. Got a job ever since then, but I was probably doing it for about a year, and then I started listening to heaps of podcasts. Because of streaming, I had met like, you know, quite a lot of Polynesians. You know, I didn't know that there was such a huge Polynesian Twitch community, and there were people, you know, there that were quite vocal about mental health. And for me, like, you know, playing like, or gaming in general, mental health, you know, these are like, you know, things that are important to me. So I thought, you know, it'd be a cool idea to interview people on mental health. And initially it was like to interview the Polynesians of Twitch to talk about mental health, because I have an assumption that for Polynesians it's not spoken about as much as other cultures. I thought it would be a good idea to interview people on mental health and just like gaming in general, their lives. So that's how Tabs Up started. It was a 2-man interview at first, so good mate Monga and I ended up doing it together. I interviewed him, he was my first guest, and then he jumped on for the second interview and every interview after that. It's given us the chance to have like real good conversations with, you know, those Polynesian people from Twitch, and it's opened a couple of doors to, you know, interviews with other people. A lot of the opportunities that we've gotten came through from the people that we've interviewed, so they know how thankful, you know, we were or we are to, you know, get us those opportunities and to put out our interviews that we have with them so other people can see it. The interviews in general, I feel like it's a service, or a two-way service. Like I'll interview you and I'll ask you about all these different types of things, and then like you just answer, and that for me, that's doing a favor for me. It's not like I'm asking people like, hey, can you just send me all these free things and that's it. You know, like there's no return on it. I had a good break from like doing the interviews and streaming and making videos altogether. Like I had a good break. That was just to spend time with family, like nothing dramatic or anything, just like so that I'm not working on a schedule outside of work. You know, I can just come home, do whatever I want, watch movies or whatever. So yeah, that's how that worked out. After that, I started like writing down like skit ideas. There's heaps of polys that do like funny videos and skits and that. But I just started writing down ideas, and then like I did one. You know, this is me like setting up my camera like on the table, and I'll go pretend I'm different people. But yeah, I just did a first skit, and then from there I just started doing random videos of skits, and did that for probably a couple months straight. It's just skits. I'm not the kind of person that will say that something I put out is shit because 5 people like it instead of 20. I'll watch it, like the things like my own content, I'll watch it, and if I find it funny, I'm like, oh yeah, happy, yeah, I'll share it with you. You might find it funny, and that's probably something that's important to remember. Hey, like no matter what you're putting out, as long as you like it, then who gives a fuck if it goes well or doesn't go well. Yeah, started doing the skits, and then on the side of that, I've always wanted to get back into interviewing, and I thought it would be, you know, this time, I think it was this time last year, or March last year actually, I started doing interviews. So I thought, yeah, it's probably a good time to get back into it, and it's been cool ever since. The Between Two Silver Ferns with A idea came up from, I don't know, I'm gonna butcher his name, but it's Zach Galifianakis or something, the guy of Hangover. He does Between Two Silver Ferns, and similar concept. He's just talking shit about all his guests, and it's a real awkward segment. On top of that, so I've watched a few episodes of that, and then on top of that, Fletch and Hindy, they do Between Two Indoor Plants as well. So from them calling theirs Between Two Indoor Plants, I took that idea of like, oh, I can't steal the name, and made up Between Two Silver Ferns with an A. And yeah, the first person I did it with was Lucky, and like if the 3 people I've done it with now, I've tried to explain to them, have you seen Between Two Silver Ferns? Not Between Two Ferns. Is that what it's called? Between Two Ferns. Oh, now I don't even know what it's actually called. But yeah, the 3 times I've had those people, I've asked them, oh, do you know what it is? This is the kind of concept behind it. Are you okay with me talking shit about you and that? And yeah, they haven't seen it, so it's gone well so far. It's cool, man. It's just like another, I guess, pocket of content that I can dip into, and it ties in well with the interviews as well. I found that it helps bring people from watching the Between Two Silver Ferns over to watching the actual interview. Yeah, it's a good way for me to have different things going, and differentiate. You know, this is a serious interview, and this is the funny video. I reckon if there's 3 people off the top of my head that I would like to have on Between Two Silver Ferns with an A, would be Regan. Regan's the top. I'd have him, and I'm sure he'd do it, but I'd ask him to come on for that. Regan. It'd be crack up to have like a politician, I reckon. Like someone serious. And man, if I could get my mums on, that would be crack up. But I won't. The stuff that I come out with is like I've been trying to do it in pockets now, you might notice. So the things like the videos I started with last year with the heavy hitters videos, so there's 10 of those, and then I started clipping them down, so then they became comms on us. So there's about 8-9 comms on us reels or clips, so that's a different, you know, pocket of content. And then the tabs up interviews as a whole, the whole interview, that is another pocket of content. And then from that I've gotten between two silver fins with an A, so that's, you know, just another pocket, so that I can keep doing the same thing, like, you know, things I do every day, play the game and do the interviews. But within that, I can, you know, oh yeah, sweet, I'll make a clip for comms on us, or sweet, this clip can go into a between two silver fans video or something like that. But yeah. Tabs up has probably been the coolest thing that I've gotten myself into, that's outside of, you know, just work. Like, of course, streaming's cool, but tabs up, yeah, like I said earlier, it's been a good way for me to practice, or put some of the skills I have into practice, the things I want to get better at as well, and just to, you know, catch up. Like the last interview I had with Ren, the first one, is probably the first time I've caught up with him since we've left school. So, you know, regardless of whether the people that I interview are well known or not, it's cool to have a conversation to catch up. Because of the way this is set up, like it's an interview, it's a bit more than a normal catch up. People kind of know what they're getting themselves into. They'll know that I'll be asking heaps of questions, and yeah, it just gets a bit more out of people. If I had to choose my favorite interview of all time, it's too hard. We've had 14 now, which isn't too much when you think about it, but like, it's quite a few for me. I don't have a favorite. I don't have a favorite. They all offer different things. Yeah, they have different nuggets of knowledge that I've taken from each one. So yeah, can't choose a favorite. For me, Instagram's probably the go-to, to be honest. Most of the traffic that I get anyway comes through Instagram. Yeah, reels, man, reels popping off. Yeah, that's where most of my stuff goes. TikTok, I'll put stuff there. I'll put stuff on TikTok. Like, I'll make it for Instagram and I'll just put it on TikTok as well. Facebook, like, yeah, mostly my interview stuff goes on Facebook. Actually, yeah, just my interview stuff. Any random videos that I make, yeah, maybe, but yeah, mainly Instagram. The biggest advice that I could give is just to not care. Well, not that, but just to figure out, you know, over here, let's do over here. Over here is a circle of people whose opinions I care about. Anything outside it doesn't really matter. It shouldn't affect the things I decide to do, or the you know, putting yourself out there to do different things. So yeah, just to not worry so much is probably the advice, because, you know, you'd be surprised at what people are capable of when they have the confidence to do something, you know. I really hope that whoever watches the interviews, they take something valuable from it, just even if it's one thing, and that's how I know I've done a good job. Another thing is the mental health or mental well-being side of it as well, especially for polys, man. If you watch my stuff and you feel inspired to speak to your mates about how your mental well-being is going, or encourages you to have conversations with your mates, your family, about mental health in general, then man, that's solid, bro. That's exactly what this was for in the first place. That's what I hope for, is that people are confident to speak on mental health. Not confident, but they leave with more confidence to have a conversation, or just to know that it's not It's not a dumb thing to talk about. But yeah. Alright, man, you ain't paying me for my time, so I'm out. I'm KG Does It. You are Vapor Bottle. Catch up next time in the next interview. Later, bow.